we are in a world where we help women feel better about themselves. And then in the background, our coworkers, they're not treating each other correctly. They're not treating each other with respect all the time. And there's always this catty thing going on behind closed doors. And it's really sad. It's really, really, really sad. Because we're in the business of beauty and feeling good. And I mean, hello, the motivation, the things that we attend, the seminars, the conventions, all the things that we are learning to be motivated to be better people of ourselves. It's just part of the culture of this industry, but yet there's so much cattiness going on between coworkers, and I don't understand it. So, as the business owner, you really just cannot tolerate this behavior, because when you allow it, and I've worked in an environment where it was allowed, even though people would say things and they would speak up, it was allowed, and it made the best employees and service providers want to leave. It made the top salespeople want to leave and be somewhere else. And or even, there was an instance where sometimes it was the top salesperson who was the bully, and the owner didn't want to deal with that because she was afraid of losing sales. And at the end of the day, your customers, if you're treating your customers and nurturing your customers for your business, they're going to stay with you. They're not, they're not necessarily sticking with the service provider. If you've done your job right, they love your environment. They love what you've done, because what you offer is unique and you care about their results. That's what you have to worry about. So I don't tolerate bullying. It's not necessary, and we can do better. So how do you foster a positive and collaborative work environment among service providers? Okay, this is perfect, because I don't want to just end this with the bullying. I love meetings, and I know that they're not very popular, and it's something that you have to get in the habit of doing on a weekly basis, if not even 5 minutes, daily, depending on the size of your team, because you've got to communicate with each other. The front needs to be able to communicate with each other. The back needs to communicate with each other. Then the two need to be able to communicate with each other. Then whoever's higher up needs to be able to communicate with all of those below. Then you got your marketing. All of this is going to flow and work together when you know how to communicate. And when you're communicating, that is when the collaboration comes in. People, and it's not just for marketing purposes, or maybe it's operating, how do we make checkout easier, and, for the client, is a more enjoyable experience at checkout? How do we, or check in, or just any of the things, how do we make this service more efficient in the treatment room? What products do we need to use that would make it better? What's the protocol when they leave? Like, you find those answers when you collaborate and you bring your team together. And sometimes you have to make them do it, and you got to schedule it, and you got to make it mandatory. And I would suggest an entire team meeting once a month. That's my kind of go-to. Each individual department might meet just on a weekly basis. So your front desk would meet once a week. Your estheticians would meet once a week. Then everyone would meet monthly. You'd meet your marketing team once a week. And even if that's just you and one other person, that still keeps you on track and helps you achieve those goals.